What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. If you're watching this back because you live in a time zone where your wife doesn't allow you to watch YouTube videos or anything, welcome to the watch back. I'm here with Yannick from Delysium, and I'm so happy to again talk about this project. I've been spamming you guys about this project for a long time, and it's not for no reason because their launch was fantastic. The things that we have to look out for are fantastic as well. And I'm hoping today to get a little more insights on what can we expect for the Delysium, because of course it now came out, but that's not the end of a project like many people feel like something like that, but it's actually the beginning. So I'm very curious, Yannick. Welcome. Can you introduce yourself for the people that don't know you and tell them about your role within Delysium, what your experience is with the project so far, etc., etc.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Yannick. Thank you for having me today. I'm very excited to be here. I've been following you for a while, and like always, thankful for the support that you're giving us and the entire project. Really motivates us to keep going. And yeah, so my name is Yannick. I'm the brand lead, so I'm involved in the communication, the external communication, the branding, the design elements, and then obviously also on the business side of things. So I haven't been in the forefront of the brand for the recent period, but I've now taken the stage, and I'm trying to help out more. And also by talking to you today, I hope to give you guys a little bit more insight into the future plans of Delysium as the project, and also give you some insights on the developments of the technology that's driving our brand, and also just in general talk what kind of implications this can have in on the industry. You see that we just launched Lucy, so I guess there's a lot of things that we should talk about today, and there's a lot of things that I would like to tell you about. Obviously, there's a lot of the exciting things that are happening, and we just launched AGI, right, the token. So it's been super hectic for us, man. It's been super hectic. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of sleepless nights leading up to the launch, and I think that it's quite successful, and we're ready to take the next steps with you guys.
Awesome. That's good to hear from you. Yeah, and first of all, of course, congratulations on the launch.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I was very excited about the project, especially about the gaming side at first, but just later I found out about the AI side, and it made me even more, happy with the project. But it's always a speculation if it's not out yet. Like, okay, what is it going to do? Are they actually going to deliver? And you were really like under promising and over delivering. So and that's good. That's not what you see always. So
Yeah, yeah.
can you share how did you manage, yeah, to accomplish such a
Yeah.
successful launch in the first place?
Yeah, so I think that the space is very focal. It's a very loud space, and this is on one hand it's very positive because obviously everybody is trying to attract new users into the space, and we're trying to bring Web2 users into the space and build this community of projects, all different types of projects together as a like a Web3 movement. That is kind of the feeling that I get, right? And now the loudness part, it also has a lot of negative, side effects, right? There's a lot of brands that promise a lot of things and eventually they don't deliver on any of them, and still they manage to pump the token price, and some people benefit from this. But I think that the majority of people that actually start to believe what is being broadcasted then end up in a situation where they're not that happy, like they invested some money, and then at one point the token dumps and everybody's like, oh no, what happened? And then you know this kind of things happen. So I think that we took exactly the opposite stance to that. We were like, well, let's be realistic about the things that we can do, right? And the things that we can do is actually build something that is significant, and build something that will have implications on people that are in the space now, but also in the space in the future. So I think that the game itself is something important, but I think that the underlying technology that we're developing, and the things that we have in within our reach, to really change the entire field of Web3 and gaming, but also the intersection of AI and Web3, it's more important, right? So we chose to be very humble. And with humble, I mean, is, like, obviously we are a very good looking project. We stand for a set of core values, and we make sure that those values resonate throughout our communication. But we don't go out to scream, we do this, we do that, and then in the end, we shave everything off, and we deliver, something which is maybe not what we said we did. We like to say something, keep people anticipating, and then when we actually do deliver, it's like, wow, right? So that's
Yeah.
kind of our strategy, and we will continue doing this. So, you know, it's kind of like keeping people in suspension of what's possible inside the space as well. So I guess there's a lot of cloud, there's a lot of noise, and yeah, we just try to keep it realistic.
Yeah, that's the most sustainable approach, I think. I mean, if you want to keep up with the hype, then eventually you will run out of steam, I think. And
Yeah,
like you say, like if there is something that doesn't work out, you always have a product to fall back on. If that's not even there, then it's yeah, then it's game over basically. So I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
happy to hear that. By the way, guys, if you do have any questions specific about the Delysium, you can ask them right now. I mean, he's here now anyway. And if you're watching this back, just leave them in the comments, and I'll make sure to find a right answer to all of it. So, okay, it sounds really, really like you have been work. I know you have been working on it for a long time, but you haven't just been working towards this launch, but towards even further in the future. What's on the plans right now? I know that's a big question.
Yeah,
Can you take us a little bit on tour with the roadmap that you guys have?
sure. I think that it's important to again touch briefly on, let's say, the core principles that we are trying to achieve, right? The core values. So what we've been saying for a while now is like, we want to create a multiverse, right? A universe, the Delysium multiverse to be specific. Inside that multiverse, there's a lot of different operators, and one of those operators will be an AI being, right? And then it will not be just one AI being, but this AI being will be in, a society form. So that means that there might be like 10 billion AI beings, and those AI beings, they will live among us as players, as human beings. So what we're willing to try to do is basically experiment with creating a society, a virtual society, a true virtual society. And this has big implications on Web3 and gaming, and but also maybe on us from a social perspective, right? So all of these AI beings, they will be able to contribute to the economy of this ecosystem, right? And then obviously the DMOs, right? We've talked about this before. They will be the one to manage these incentive layers. So a DMO can own its own instance. So this could be a gaming guild. This could be any type of governing operator, right? Delysium multiverse operator. And this Delysium multiverse operator, like I said, lives or creates an instance within this world and creates these incentive layers. So for example, imagine that we have the full motion universe, okay? So you could create your own type of content, in-game content, right? And these AI beings, they can interact with this content. They can purchase this content. They can utilize this content. So for example, let's say, NFTs that give you kind of like power-ups, right? You can jump a little bit higher than other players. Or, maybe you have a tribe of AI beings, and those AI beings, they go out into the multiverse, and they go harvest some kind of like materials that you need to craft other items, which in their turn are also NFTs, right? So I think that we're talking about um, creating a dynamic environment where we experience this kind of like universe as if we would actually visit this universe, because it's unpredictable, and it's governed by humans, DMOs, and then AI beings. So I guess this is a super crazy kind of like social experiment almost, right? Because
Mm.
um, it's much more than just a game, right? It becomes it could become a true society, because all of these NPCs, they will be bound by a set of rules. They cannot leave the universe, but within the universe, they are operators, right? What I mean with operators is they can kind of decide what they will do and what they will not do, right? They don't have a god mode activated, right? They have their confines, their boundaries, their laws, just like we have laws in the real world. But yeah, so that's kind of the picture that we're painting, right?
Sounds like Inception. I don't know if you know that movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a game within a game within a game, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of crazy. And what I mean, that's something very big to build, of course. What's the next
Yeah.
step?
So I think that Lucy kind of um, identifies the realm of possibilities that this can have within this ecosystem, right? So, like we're thinking about the metaverse and we're thinking about Web3, and we try to define those terms. Like, so what is Web3, right? In my opinion, Web3 is the absolute intersection of virtual reality, maybe artificial intelligence, then cryptography and blockchain, and then everything that comes around that, the communities and everything. So, like these kind of tools that we are developing, they are not just useful within a game, right? So let's zoom in on Lucy, right? So Lucy, like, we haven't settled on the definition of Lucy yet, but let's say Lucy is a Web3 operating system. So what does it mean? A Web3 operating system is you can come and talk to Lucy in chat format, can help you transfer your assets. Let's call her she. She can actually, you give her a wallet address. You say, hey, I wanna see what kind of assets this wallet is holding. So it will give you, an interface, and then it will have different tabs, navigation tabs, and you can see the NFTs, and you can see the assets, and you can see activity. And then you can go even deeper. You can ask it questions about it. You can ask on clarification regarding what kind of NFTs, what kind of chain, blah, 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 right? So that's the base use case. But beyond that, it's much deeper. Now imagine this. And this is where, I really get so excited. I'm like, wow, I cannot imagine what's going to be possible in the future. So imagine this. I have a BYC, right? And I'm like, okay,
Ah, yeah.
I'm a little,
And this
I'm a
is the
little,
sick ass part. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm a little bit short on cash, but I see this arbitrage opportunity. I want to buy like Orb. Um, I want to buy it from, let's say, Kucoin, or a decentralized exchange. Let's say some DEX, right? And I
yeah.
wanna bring it to another place where I can actually. There's a difference in price, so it's called an arbitrage deal. But I want to use not my funds because I'm low on funds. So what I will do is I will say, hey Lucy, can you find me all the platforms where I can put this BYC up for collateral? And I
Uh-huh.
want to borrow that money for a period of time, and I want to use that money to buy ARP on this platform, and then I want to sell it on that platform. And as I get the money back, I want to repay the loan, or yeah, the collateral, right? And I want to get back my BYC. So
Yeah.
then she will set this up for you. She will ask you for, she will mitigate the risks for you. She will tell you, well, okay, you can do it, but the risks are that you actually lose money in the trade, and then, you might not be able to pay back the money
Uh,
that you borrowed, and you lose it. Or she says like, well, you want to go for it. These are the risks, or you accept the risk. Yes, I understand the risk. Boom, and we do it,
it even
right?
warns you if you can lose money.
Obviously it's a it's based off an LLM, right? So you know
Yeah. That's why it's
so
called Lucy. I get it
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. so
Oh,
so so it will help you, right? So
okay.
it's a virtual assistant. So you know so what are the implications here? Obviously, in game, this can be very useful, right? So like, eventually, if you give it a physical appearance and you give it a body, and you allow it to move around in the Delysium world, then it could become some kind of like assistant, autonomous assistant, right?
Wow.
But even outside of the Delysium universe, right, even now it's a utility for people, right? So like a lot of, let's take this for example. I know it's a little bit controversial and I don't want to talk about it too much, but the war in Russia, um, and then Visa saying, well, we're not going to service this area anymore. So a lot of Russian citizens, they were not able to use their cards, right?
Yeah.
So they lose trust in the system, and then a lot of our friends, they came to us and they were like, okay, how do I use USDT? How do I create a wallet? But if you're a person who's never used this kind of technology before, it's complicated,
Yeah.
and it can be very scary, right? I remember the first time I was sending like more than $1,000 in assets. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I hope it's
Every,
okay. I hope it's okay.
every second feels like an hour then.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So, like when new users come to our space, you know, somebody needs to educate them. But
Yeah.
again, we were talking about it earlier. The space is so vocal, it's so noisy, and there's so many, honestly, there's so many negative things going on as well. So if we bring this user to Lucy, it's a so easy interface, and the person can just ask a couple of questions and then get the answer in a very distilled and very true and very informative manner without human bias. So, if we're talking about onboarding Web2 users to the Web3 space, then I think that Lucy is a very viable tool to do so. And then, like even beyond that, there are so many crazy implications. So, for example, trading strategy, right? So, for example, me, I love trading, but I don't have time. Like I don't have time to continuously, watch the markets and see what all my entire portfolio is doing. So actually, I'm only able to do spot trading over longer time frames, right? So we're talking like daily or weekly. But
Yeah.
I'd love to do some kind of like spot trading over shorter time frames, but I don't have time. So eventually, I would say, well, Lucy, I feel bullish on this maybe small cap token. Could you give me an analysis? And then Lucy is trained on different data than ChatGPT 4. So it will know more about these type of coins, right? So it will give me an analysis. So she will say something in the trend of, well, high risk, low risk. She'll give her opinion based off some parameters that she's trained on. And then I could say, okay, I feel confident and I want to DCA. I want to purchase this amount of tokens for every, let's say, $25 price increase.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, yeah, so you would DCA in, right? But then you'll say, well, identify for me where there's a lot of selling pressure, right? Where are the boundaries here? And then, maybe, okay, so on $27, there's a lot of pressure. So I suggest you sell a little bit below that. So it'd say, okay, if the price goes to this level, then I'd say I want to spend 70%. I want to sell 70%. If it goes to that level, I want to sell 90%. If it goes above that level, I want to sell 100%. And then, it's a press of the button and there you go.
Insane. And what I also understood, but maybe I'm wrong, is something like kind of an airdrop hunt functionality. Is that true? Like, there's an airdrop coming out for layer zero, for example. Can you check what needs to be done to be liable for these tokens and then just do it for me? Is that what Lucy will be able to do? Because if yes, that would be a game changer.
Yeah, yeah, I think that is something that would definitely be possible. Then it becomes also some kind of like ethical question, right? So like right now I'm in Suzalu city. So Suzalu is a pop-up city where these kind of like talks they are common. So we're talking about what happens if AI takes over, or what happens if AI replaces humans, or what if people stop thinking about what they're doing and they let these AIs do everything, that they control everything. So there will be boundaries, right? Eventually there will be boundaries, but for sure, like if we have partners and they integrate Lucy into their ecosystem, we could do so crazy things, but exciting things as well. So like Lucy would have data that maybe like data that would not be easily found or retrieved from, let's say, Google or social medias, again, coming to this noise in the space. So for example, like for motion, you have like some kind of like like airdrop hunt or some kind of like activities for your community. So I would be interested in it and I would say, hey, can you just give me like a schedule of what Formotion is up to, and if there's any like airdrops or if there's any like community activity. And then, she will send me a list. Well, next week, Friday, Formotion has a live stream and he's airdropping 250 USDT.
Oh, wow. But that makes things not only faster, but also a lot more easy, of course. And
Yeah, yeah.
I like you said, like especially DeFi, but crypto in general, it's still like a little bit scary because people don't really know how to, and it's hard and it's not really safe because you press one wrong button and you can mess it all up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, these kind of things is exactly what we need. So I'm all
yeah,
in for that. That's an update or updates that are coming for Lucy.
yeah.
Um, that
So
not
like
for tomorrow, right? I guess.
yeah, yeah, not for tomorrow, but you can expect gradual updates rolling out. So I'm not saying that it's going to be specifically in that order, but there's going to be some updates on the Lucy side for sure. Yeah,
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Got some questions by the way, but we go over them in a minute. But that's pretty cool, man. And I'll see on the website, by the way, because Lucy is here already. But I also
yeah,
see lined up. I don't know what you can tell about that. I also see David,
yeah,
Catherine, create yourself, and there's some text with it.
yeah.
Um, what's that about?
Yeah, so very exciting. So I think that, like for the people that have been following our project for a while, you could have seen a build up to this moment, right? And that's kind of on purpose, and it's kind of like,
Oh,
like kind of like an Easter hunt, right? So the first thing was David. So David, I don't know if you remember, but David, sorry, was active in our Discord, right? So you could help David escape from the laboratory, right? So there was like a collective mission. People could come in and chat with David, and David is also an AI NPC. And the objective for David was to help him escape, right? So that was like the first showcase of, okay, well, what can you expect from the interaction side of Delysium, right? And then Catherine was the second AI NPC that we launched. So David and Catherine will be main characters in the Delysium universe, and then create your own, right? So the objective here is that you will also be eligible to create your own NPC, your AI NPC. And then actually we shouldn't call it NPC anymore because it becomes an AI being, because it
yeah.
becomes an autonomous vehicle for you. So you could do whatever with it, whatever you want. So there will be an interface, and you could model, yourself, or you could model somebody else, or you could come up with something completely unique, and you can give it a set of values. So you could make it, feel like you, think like you, talk like you. Obviously eventually it would be able to mimic you completely, and I think the technology is already there. So you can upload a knowledge bank, and you can connect your you can synthesize your voice as it is, and then you connect it together, and you can actually make a virtual representation of yourself. And that
Wow.
virtual representation, it could be connected to your DID, for example, or eventually there's larger implications than just the Delysium universe. That's what I want to say. It's like your NPC, eventually could maybe be interoperable between our universe and other universes. And this is where, the DMO, and maybe in the future the decentralizing publishing model would also, um, you know, it's or starts to come together and starts to make a little bit more sense. And that's why we always say universe, right? We know we don't say well, we say multiverse. Actually, we say the
Yeah.
Delysium universe and the Delysium multiverse. A universe is an instance within the Delysium multiverse, but the Delysium multiverse can stretch much wider and much further. We're not just talking about only Delysium, right? Maybe you would be able to take your NPC into different games as well.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I think you have a very smart team over there, and it's crazy what you can already do with AI. I mean, why not use it like that? What's the timeline on all of this? Basically, I don't know. You don't have an exact date for this, but give or take.
Yeah. So I think that the rollout of these NPC functionalities, they're imminent and they will come soon. I cannot give you an exact time frame, but like Lucy for sure, within the next couple of months we'll have a major update. And
Wow.
then the NPC creation platform is in the pipeline. So you could see some activity related to that as well soon. Beyond that, I can really not give away any information, but it's kind of annoying to me because I'm so excited. So, like I always need to calm myself down. It's like, okay, just chill, just chill. We have the campaign plans, we have the timelines, just follow it, right? So,
Yeah.
so very sorry, I'm not gonna spill any beans here, but I do want to emphasize that, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah, like
It,
you'll be
yeah.
surprised of what you will see for sure.
Well, it sounds insane. Like what I hear, what you can already do with Lucy. That's really groundbreaking, and I'm cool with that because, like I said, so far you were under promising, over delivering. So if you now say like, okay, this is going to happen, then I have no reason to doubt it or whatsoever. I'm happy to wait to see how it's going to roll out. So yeah, very cool. By the way, I see someone asked a question. Maybe it's nice if you can answer that right now. Now we're in the topic. Um, there are many metaverse as of now, like Wilder World, for example, but no one has really the mass adoption for now. How are
Mhm.
you going to create that?
That's a very good question.
Well,
And
having a good product, I guess, but
Yeah, but I guess that we need to ask ourselves a couple of things. So okay, well, first and foremost, Lucy had 1.4 million or 1.2 million wallet connects within the first 20 days. So that's already a very fast adoption rate, right? That's a big adoption. That's like kind of like crazy numbers in our space. But nevertheless, that's not mass adoption. Mass adoption is like, like mass adoption for me would be like, like 100 million people play your game or use your service or call your API, right? So I think that for us, the matter of mass adoption would be, first of all, how many people are plugging into the toolkits that we provide, right? So the NPCs, right? The AI, uh, beings. That's one. Lucy, that's two. Then Delysium, the universes, and then the DMOs. They obviously will bring in a lot of people. So I guess you could argue whether mass adoption is necessary as well, right? It's like, what are the benefits for mass adoption, and is a game something that should be mass adopted, right? So like all of these metaverses, like is there one metaverse that is gonna rule them all? Honestly, I don't think so. I think there's gonna be a lot of different kind of instances, different games and different metaverses and different social verses and different knowledge spaces and different all types of different representations, digital representations of communities, and together they will probably form the metaverse, right? So what kind of role are we trying to play in that is, first of all, we're trying to be a pioneer, right? And second of all, it's like we're trying to also provide some of the infrastructure, right? So like I said, like for example, these AI beings, everybody needs a character, and nobody actually wants to go and create this character in every single game, right? So I think that by developing this technology and by trying to push that narrative, if we can be the first in that space and be very successful in it, I think that other metaverses shall also adopt this kind of, solution, because we have already developed it. And, like, I think that, interoperability, there is something big. And then if we're talking about Delysium specifically, it's like, how are we going to grow even beyond what we've achieved already? Like right now we have about 300,000 active community members. It's simple, I guess. It's like, the more people that can contribute to our ecosystem, the better. And I think that by providing this infrastructure, by providing these solutions, a lot of creative people, they will come and they will bring their communities, right? So that's
yeah.
kind of the growth strategy behind it. It's super expensive to develop something like this. So yeah, I
I
think
bet.
that very, very few people will actually attempt to do it this big. So it will be easier for those kind of people to bring, over their communities to us, and then we can help them co-create the assets. So the
Yeah.
DMO, if you remember, the decentralized multiverse operator, Delysium multiverse operator, sorry, you know, our promise is that we will help the DMO develop assets and develop its own instance. So it's basically like you could consider it like being a private server, right? A private instance where you decide on your own rules. So your community will be very happy to join that instance because it's something like you kind of own, you kind of rule in, right?
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Yeah, I'm happy to know about this. And the DMAs, they went like crazy, by the way, one step back. But these DMAs,
Yes.
for the people who don't know, you can kind of compare it to running a node, basically, but it's more in the form of an NFT. If I put it like that, you do not have to run it really.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was pretty speculative, of course. Nodes always
Yeah.
are, but that was like, okay, that turned out to be a very successful move. Like,
Yeah.
I how is this all still sustainable? Because people are getting also these tokens, and I would like to ask you, why would people still hold the tokens? We'll come back to that in a second. But if I hear this, but people get them and they get them daily, and
Yeah.
the market is not really that well so far. It's okay, but like, how do you manage to keep it so sustainable, also price wise?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a very good question. That's a super good question, and it's obviously a question that we get often. And I think there's a couple of different answers here. Um, so yeah, the DMA sales, they went super crazy. Like the volume is insane. We sold like over 13K, and I don't know what the price is right now. Yeah, 13,834, and the price is like 1,975,
yeah,
right? Yeah. So, like it's going up and it's still selling, and we intend to sell more. And people are getting, it's like a virtual mining machine, right? So you contribute to the project early on, and then you get the token allocation, right, on a daily basis. And this rewards and incentivizes the community to contribute, right? So it's kind of like in the spirit of building together, right? And I think that the thing that we did very well is that, like the reason why people feel that they can hold, right, is why is because we have never overly, exaggerated about the things that we were going to do, right? So I think that we kept it super real and
yeah,
nobody has doubt, right? People just have anticipation. And I think that the anticipation is a very big motivator for people to keep on supporting us. And that's really what we need in the space. Look at all these meme coins, it's like, oh, we go together and, like, boom, we go to the moon. Like it's a
yeah.
different.
You work on this
It's-
project for years already, and then Pepe comes and it does like, I don't know what it did, and
yeah.
you'll be here like,
Uh,
what the hell?
yeah, like 1,500% in like a couple of hours. Yeah, I mean, like that's the reality of it, right? And look, it's like it's just about sustainability in the long term, and the only thing that you can do is build trust, right? Like those meme coins, they're not built of trust; they're built of hype, and
Yeah,
hype is a short period of time, but trust
doesn't
is a
last.
long period. Yeah, yeah. So I guess like you could ask yourself the question is like why do you still believe in the project?
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of other people feel that way. See these comments here as well. I'm holding this. Will be big soon enough, and I agree on that. And the lunch itself, it was also great. I mean, you had a lineup of good exchanges. So also, just marketing wise, crypto wise, outside of building the project itself, you also know what you're doing. I guess. Is there
Yeah,
anything you can? Now we're at the topic. Tell about that. Like, is there something lined up? And I'm not asking when Binance, because that's not how it works, but is there
yeah,
anything lined up when it comes to the marketing of the tokenized version of the project, or stuff like that?
yeah, for sure. You can, within a very short period of time, you will see a lot of movement from our side. So there are certain markets that we have identified that are very, you know, good markets for us, and we will swiftly and efficiently tackle those markets through extensive campaigns. And obviously, we have updates in the pipeline. So I think that there's going to be a convergence, and there's going to be a coming together of all different types of events. And I remind you that there's a lot of people working on this project. We have a lot of people backing us, and we have a lot of people involved, and we have a lot of different communities in different regions. And we're aligning everybody, right, so that everybody understands, where are we going, where are we headed, and
Mhm.
then collectively we will make sure that everybody is gonna push the same direction. So yeah, for sure, within the next couple of weeks you can see some movement.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I have your partners and your backers here on the website. It's a big list.
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
a
you
it's a
have
super
built a
big
lot of
list.
trust. Yeah, that's quite insane. That's quite insane. So and because I got this question sometimes, like from people that said like, okay, I can buy DMA, but it's already quite expensive, and is it still worth it? You get more than just tokens, although when it comes to just the tokens that you get, it's already worth it. Like it's compared to other nodes, it's cheap. Still, it's cheap, but
Yeah, yeah.
in your own words, what are other reasons to get your hands on a DMA still? Because there are more benefits to it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that right now, like, it's super early, right? And obviously the DMA is something that will also develop over time, right? The DMA is now as it is, but you're an early adopter if you buy a DMA. An early adopter, they get rewarded for their trust, right? So
Yeah,
basically you're saying, well, I'm willing to take a certain type of risk by purchasing this DMA. And by
yeah,
taking that risk, I express my trust in that you will do a good job, and the trust that will be rewarded, right? So, you can view the DMA as kind of like a membership, a token of membership to the Delysium family, right?
yeah,
So we have some exciting things, for the DMA holders all the time. And this is something very low key, but for example, if you're a DMA holder, you are allowed to come to any of our offline events, and we always do super cool offline events. So for example, like something that we do every time there's a conference in a major city, so we organize a party for our DMA holders and for our partners and for the people that are interested. That's just like, just so a small thing, but I know it's not relevant to many people, but it's just a vibe, it's just like trying to kind of
yeah.
uh make a good, friendly environment for these people. And like, it's still very early. I guess that some of you guys know how it went with Gala, right? Like the notes that shot up into the sky, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the chart of Gala lately. I was comparing, and when Gala came out, it first dumped like 60%, went sideways
Yeah,
for I don't know how long, and we all know what happened after that.
yeah,
So it's definitely not impossible.
yeah,
Even if I saw someone said like, okay, there are of course a lot of tokens that still have to come in circulation and this and that,
yeah,
and on the other hand, the market is starting to look better and better. All the
yeah,
time, and maybe in 2 years from now it's looking way better is my personal expectation. Plus you are developing, so yeah, that will fight the inflation hard enough in my opinion. I
yeah,
don't know what your
yeah,
view is on that.
yeah, for sure. And obviously, like, there will be more utility as we progress, right? Like, it's a project that's evolving, right? We haven't even started yet, basically. That's how I like to view it. And the
Yeah,
more utility we create, the more use cases, the more AGI will be used, the more AGI will be burned. It's something that we've been thinking about very deeply. Like, it's for us, it's not just like, okay, well, how can we maintain the price, or how can we pump the price? No, it's like,
mm,
how can we make sure that the price is gradually going up over the next 5 to 10 years? Right? That is the big question. It's like, nobody wants to be in a project where it's just momentary gains, right? You want to be in a project where over time, if you have contributed in the early stages, you want to just like see this increase, 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 and increase, and increase, right? So that is something that we are obviously trying to achieve. And I'm not saying that, we're not going to see price hikes, right? Obviously, if there's another bull market, things will be super, super crazy, right?
yeah,
And we're so ready for that, right? It's like, it's like
Me too.
prep. Yeah, yeah. It's like the preparation has been done. That's just that's a fact.
Yeah, well, you had a great start, so that's really nice to hear. I see someone ask, like, will there be an implementation for cross staking?
Oh yeah, so staking right now is live already, right? So you
Yeah.
can actually go and stake your AGI. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the metrics there, and I think it's a very attractive thing to do as well, right? So yeah, obviously we're going to develop this side of things as well. So yeah, stay tuned. I cannot say too much about it, but if you have AGI, go and stake it because that's the way you can earn even more. And that's how you can make sure that the price is maintained and the price is going up. That's just the way you can show support.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I mean, the API that you're giving out right now is quite high as well. Of course, it won't stay
Yeah.
like that forever, is what I can already say. Like, that's not
Yes.
sustainable at the end of the day. But it's
Yes,
also
of
the
course.
benefit of being early, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like what I said, like if you're early to the game, right? It's like, like it's in every business it's the same. If you're an angel investor into a project, you invest a relatively small amount, but if the project makes it, you earn a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm super hyped for this. Is there any do you have any juicy, I just always ask, do you have any juicy insights, like things that we cannot know yet, but that you maybe can share something about? Or if not, then not, by the way.
Juicy insights. Let me
Yeah, just
see.
something, or maybe not, but something we don't know yet. Making it hard for you, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so like I guess like we have a DMA right now and we have a DMO, and then we will have likely we will have a DPM, something that we have been developing, and we are in, we've been laying out the foundation and the architecture. And I'll just mention the name. I will not go into the details of what it is, but it's a decentralized publishing model. And yeah, that's all the juice I can give you.
Okay, cool. Well, it's something else to look out for. That's what I wanted. Nice. Is there anything else you feel like, okay, this has to be said about the project? I mean, I talked about it quite a lot, so people that are already familiar with it already know some stuff. Is there anything that you feel like this is what you need to know if you're new to the project, or if you're already into the project? And
Mm.
well, yeah,
Yeah, I guess that like just be a part of the community. Uh, that's the most important, right? Like our community is spread out across the entire world, and everybody is super helpful. We
yeah,
have a very active Telegram, we have a very active Discord, we have an active Twitter, and within our community, you will find people that are very helpful and willing to answer the questions that you might have about certain mechanics or certain things that have happened in the past, or like whatever regarding staking, etc. Obviously all the information is findable on our website as well, but I think that like just being part of the community is just great. Like right now we have across all the platforms we have around 300,000 active users, and we have like I don't remember the exact number, but I guess like 30,000 users whitelisted. Actually, 20,000 people were able to play the alpha test of the game. We've organized events across the globe where people were able to interact with us, you know, see what the game was like, understand more about the AI beings. So we intend to keep doing that as well. So yeah, I guess that like if you're connecting with us through the community, then you will also be eligible to receive these nuggets of information. And over the next, couple of months, we will keep dropping these nuggets of information. So I guess like just stay tuned. Oh yeah,
yeah.
I see you showing the video clip. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm showing a part of the gameplay and the trailer. I love the trailer. It's Halo kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
But yeah,
did you see the other teaser on Twitter already? Like we posted it like quite recently. It's like a 15-second snippet of the real teaser, official teaser.
I don't know. When have you shared it? When was that?
I guess it was like it was like around 2 weeks ago. Should be quite
2 weeks.
recent. Yeah, if you check the media, I guess it should be like quite recently.
I think I have seen it because I basically follow everything of the project, but
Yeah.
yeah, you share a lot of good stuff. So I
Yeah, I
don't.
guess like the Twitter is a hub. It's a pretty good hub. Yeah, like I mean like is it that
This is it,
one?
right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And this is just a small snippet, like the official one that's gonna
It's-
come soon. Yeah, but it's crazy, man. It's like I get the goosebumps every time I see it.
Yeah, right. I mean, this is more like a movie or something like that. So insane, insane, really, really good. And you already, I mean, it's already on the Epic Game Store, right? Where you
Yeah,
can, well,
yeah,
pre-listed kind of. How do you call that?
yeah. Like
That's a
I
good
guess
move.
announced. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We got a couple of really big partnerships coming up. Like the partnerships that they're like gonna be like, wow, okay, yeah. So like I cannot mention the names because obviously
Ah.
I cannot
Yeah.
do that. But it's just like stay tuned. You'll be like, are you for real? Are you for real?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And the main channel, like if people somehow don't follow you in the community, the main channel is the Discord, right?
Yeah, the main channel is the Discord, and then for like if you want to have like a higher like filtered overview of like announcements and stuff, I suggest you just like follow on Twitter. And if you want to
Yeah.
have some more in-depth stuff, it's like yeah, Discord. And then like if you follow like Shankwan or you follow me on Twitter, then obviously we also will be talking about some things and we'll share some interesting things. So if you want to really get juicy, you should follow us on Twitter, and we might drop some interesting things.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Can you post your the Twitter in the comments if you will, or in the chat, then so people can follow it right away.
Yeah, sure. After this, I will drop our Twitters as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking out for what this project has to bring, and maybe in I don't know, man, a month or two, three, we can do some kind of a follow up on this to see where things are going and what has changed. And if there are new people to the channel, I can introduce them as well because yeah, I'm happy how things turned out to be. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm just
man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's great to hear. We are happy too. I'm happy too. I'm happy to be here talking to you today. Was there any other like interesting questions from the crowd maybe?
let's see. Is anyone having any questions left? Because otherwise, you can always ask them in the comments again if you're watching this video back, and we'll discuss them later. I don't know about the best time zones to do a live stream, guys. Sorry for being all over the place. It's obviously not now, but I don't know, man. I have a kid. I don't sleep anyway, so I don't know what time it is. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Um, yeah, I saw some mostly questions about the tokenomic side of the project. Many tokens are locked in Delysium. The circulating supply is very less. Won't that affect the price? Well, we kind of discussed that already, basically.
Yeah.
Uh, let's fucking go. It's not really a question, but it's a good comment.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess like, regarding the tokenomics, it's oh yeah. I mean like we've said this before, but like if you want to know more about the white paper and then tokenomics as well, I guess you can check out the white paper on the website. It's actually
Yeah,
the world's first playable white paper.
yeah, that's
So
really cool. Yeah.
yeah, the white paper is basically a game.
So here
And
you
it
have
has
this is the white paper, guys. You can talk to these guys, and if you go right here, you can.
yeah, and Vitalik is in there as well.
Vitalik
It's
is
a
also
joke.
there. This is the white paper. You can see everything about the tokenomics, all the information is here, indeed. But I think that people mostly refer to the fact that there are not a lot of tokens circulation yet. Then you
Yeah,
just have to look at the vesting schedule. Look, if this is like 6 months, yeah, then it's 6 months, probably full of pain because there's no way fighting that. But this is like,
yeah,
what is it, 4 years?
yeah. 4 years,
Yeah, we expect 5 bull runs before then. Well, at least one, but
at least
so
one. Yeah,
yeah, so that won't hurt, I guess.
yeah. Do you feel bullish? Like I hear a lot of people saying like this next quarter is going to be a hot one.
I don't know about the quarter necessarily, but I personally think that I still believe that 4 year cycle. I think that's very
Mm,
much intact still. Yeah, and that would say like somewhere from mid 2024 till the end of 2025 should be a really green period for everybody.
mm, mm,
What happens in the shorter term, I'm not quite sure. I think most altcoins look quite wrecked soon,
mm,
but Bitcoin is doing great. And what happens in the meantime happens in the meantime. It's fine with me. We're in preparation phase. We can meet projects like Delysium, for example. Yeah, I want to find out about these projects at when the market is not really doing anything. If we find everything when the market is already
mm.
sitting there, then what's the point, right? So timing is
Yeah,
key,
yeah,
timing is perfect. And you jumped in the middle of the AI hype as well, by the way. So you know all
yeah,
about timing.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think like I just want to talk a bit about like where what I'm doing here now in Montenegro. It's like this conference about AI and crypto, right? So, actually we had a roundtable to talk about Lucy and to talk about Delysium yesterday here. Where quite a few very interesting people, like the Ethereum Foundation is kind of funding this. And there's a lot of builders, man, in the AI space, and they all have very insane, crazy visions for, how they can kind of like make society better using this new technology, and also, have the AI be on the intersection of the Web3. And, I've heard things and I'm like, like my
Yeah.
brain is like, just like, I'm gonna explode. Yeah,
How
it's
how
like,
can we prepare for that except for being invested in Delysium?
yeah. So I guess like, like it's important to understand, the implications of artificial intelligence in general, and how you can make sure that you use it for your own benefit, right? So it there's a statement, and I forgot, like maybe it's Accenture, or I don't know. I remember it's a big research group. At least they're saying like AI will replace 85 million jobs, but it will create 15 or 12 million jobs more than it replaced. So basically, what it's saying that there's going to be 85 million people going to be jobless, but their jobs are going to be replaced by some kind of like maybe artificial intelligence or robotics or something like that. But on the other hand, like 97 million jobs will be created, and those jobs will be completely new jobs. They don't exist right now. So that's the crazy
Yeah.
thing, is right. So okay, well, obviously those jobs are going to involve some kind of artificial intelligence. So you better be, you know, well read on the topic. It's like you don't have to understand, how to create your own AI, but you need to understand what AI can do and how it can help you as a human being.
Yeah, you have to make yourself useful as well. Otherwise, you're just being replaced by a computer. That's basically the moral of the whole story. Sad situation.
Exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a sad situation, but it's a truth, man. It's fact.
Yeah. And someone requested to add some retro wave music to the white paper. Lead it.
I
Yeah,
think it has music. It's supposed to have music,
it
actually.
has that 8-bit kind of old gaming music. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
my computer wouldn't play music, but go check it out. It's on
Doc,
delysium.com. You can just go to the website and check it out right
the
there.
the the trend is asking, should I buy another DMA? I would say go for it.
I will be shocked if someone from the team says no, no, that's not a good idea. Yeah. Is it, by the way, is it, that's a personal question that I maybe should know. Apart from, of course, if you buy another DMA, you get more tokens daily. How is it beneficial in any other way also to have multiple DMAs? Yeah, you have higher staking rewards, by the way, also.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
another benefit to it if you have multiples?
No, right now no, but like higher staking rewards, and then in the future it might be more beneficial. Obviously, like I mean, like you need to anticipate what's going to happen to the price, right? So
Yeah.
if you have like if you have a DMA now, right? So you have multiple DMAs, staking rewards will be increased. You will earn more token, you can stake more token, and then when the price goes up, you will earn, exponentially more, right? So if you get 20 tokens right now, just hypothetically speaking, and the price goes up times 20, right? Then you'll earn that amount. But if you have more DMAs, that amount would be more and more and more. And it's an investment, right? So over a period of time, you will earn back what you have paid, and then you will just keep earning more and more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's the benefit of holding something like that. You do not have to buy the tokens, and once you sell them or anything, they're gone. I mean, they keep coming to you. So that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. I I don't know. I have so many questions, but I have also so many answers to so many questions that I didn't had. So I just don't know anymore. It's like really cool, and yeah, I hear this all the time. Like, I am sorry because I did not buy more DMAs at 1K. I think you could say the same in a couple of months when it's
yeah,
3 or 4K. Like, it's
yeah.
crypto. It's always too late until it's even later. So yeah, not financial advisor. Don't sue me,
FOMO,
but
right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the case. Yeah, and I don't
yeah,
regret holding these things. Of course, it's yeah. So far, it really surprised me also that the price just maintained, like I said at the beginning of the video. It's kind of crazy. So yeah,
yeah,
we I can tell, you can tell what's going to happen, but I'm at least happy that you are, so vocal about the development of the project and what your vision is exactly. Um, yeah,
yeah,
is there an
sure.
end goal?
Yeah, well, the end goal is to have, you know, um, let's say, it's this gonna sound a little bit crazy, but like just to have an alternate reality, the reality that's basically going parallel with our current reality, right? And within this reality, you know, by having this reality, I mean, by creating this reality, we actually hope that we can reduce the suffering in our current reality. A lot of people, they don't have access to entertainment. A lot of people, they don't have access to basic needs. Still in the world, a lot of people, they don't have access to internet. Obviously this will not be the case anymore, but we hope that we can create a environment where people can come together, they can share, and they can form communities. They can will AGI take care of me in the future? Yeah, Lucy will take care of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so yeah, to create an environment where people can thrive together, so that we don't really have to hurt each other anymore in this physical world. But like there's so many different opportunities to experience life and to experience people and to foster the sense of belonging and community in this alternate reality that we're trying to create.
Exactly, exactly. I'm hyped. I mean, of course, there is basically no end goal with
Yeah.
things like this. So yeah, there are, I think, a million questions everybody has, but it's more about, like, okay, like, I see what's the price prediction. Nobody can tell you, unfortunately. I think the team also won't be able to do that. I think you have to really know about the project, go check it out, go to the website, read everything, lock yourself in your room for a day, go nerd on the website, and then I think you can make up your mind by yourself. because any random number that we throw in here is random. But from
Yeah,
everything I
exactly.
hear, it's just worth it to be involved in the project, man. So thank you so much. I'm tired, man. Any last words?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to thank you, man. Like, thank you for putting up with me for a full hour. And it was very good to talk to you. And I hope that we can talk again in the near future when we've released like all these new updates and news, and hopefully the token price is much higher, and hopefully we sold a lot more DMAs. Um, Before that, I guess that, like, yeah, I just want to thank all of your fans and all of your subscribers and your followers to be here with us tonight. And yeah, just go and find out about the project. It's yeah, that's it, straight up.
For sure. Yeah. And again, for the people that were watching this back, if you do have any questions, just drop them or jump into our Telegram, in the Delysiu Telegram, Discord, Twitter, wherever, or ask Lucy. I think that's a good way to end the
Yeah, yeah. Chat.delysium.com. You connect your wallet, and then you can ask her questions. And
yeah.
yeah, I was so funny, like people send me screenshots of things they ask Lucy. So if if there's something funny or if there's something crazy, just like send me the screenshot. I'll be happy to post it on my Twitter.
Will do. Will do. Bro, thanks for your time. Appreciate your time that you took to talk to us. And hopefully, in a couple of months, we will do a very awesome update on this.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you very
Amazing.
much. Bye
Thank
bye,
you. Have
man.
a nice evening, man. Bye bye.
You
And bye,
too. Bye bye.
everybody. Thanks for
Bye,
joining the live
guys.
stream. That was it. I hope you had a lot of useful information on this. I love the project. Every time I hear about the project, I like it even more and more and more. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. So I'm gonna end the live stream right here, but definitely don't fade on the Delysium. That's basically the point, because now the token launched. That's not the end goal. That's the beginning. Again, look at Gala. I know it's not Gala, but when they came out, it was like, and then when everything fell in the right place and came together, that's when it took off. And who were the people that were benefiting from that? The people that believed in the project, right? The people that did not believe in the project, they took their 2x and went on with their mission, right? If you believe in the project, you are not going to give up on something, and then you can catch a gem. It's not a Pepe that you can just buy and it moons, that are lucky shots. This is the way to make it, by believing in the project, researching, um, knowing the project better and how it looks like than your own left nut, basically. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm rattling right now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to join our Telegram as well. There's a link down below where you can talk to me, to other people, but not tonight because I'm tired.